Welcome back to Slop Live. I don't know how he manages that with a straight face every day. So, I know most of the people who watch these type of videos just leave them in the background and do something else. But for those who do actually watch this, I'm sure there's a burning question in your mind. Why Space Marine 2 PvP? This is kind of just the tacked on PvP mode on a mostly PvE game that so many games already have. Why this one in particular? Now, I know patch 14 just dropped and it had an update for PvP included, but I've been doing this way before that, so the question still stands, I guess. And the answer is really simple. I've been playing this a lot. I enjoy it, and I've accumulated a ton of B-roll of it. Sue me. But aside from just that, I also see it as significant because it's the first time in a long time that I've actually been able to enjoy a PvP game. I forgot exactly when, but it was sometime before the Great Kufaning. But a combination of TF2 being unplayable due to bots, and two games I was playing at the time having absolutely dogshit PvP just killed my motivation to do PvP in any game. Those two games being Elden Ring and Destiny 2. I remember Destiny 2 in particular being the reason I rage bought Halo MCC after a really bad session of PvP in that game. It was sometime after Stasis had come out, and that was already enough to ruin PvP, but they also ruined it further by removing all the SBMM tiers. Now normally that would sound like a good thing, but the SBMM in Destiny used to be actually pretty good. It was just like tiered and very loose. But then they removed it, and no joke, literally every single match had the same exact formula. 1 to 2 players on each team that are the real players, and the rest just having like 0.1 KD ratio, if they even got a single kill. It was like playing a first-person MOBA. Every match just devolved into 3 or 4 people racing each other to see who can farm the most free kills, while the rest of their teams just ran around like headless chickens trying to avoid the walking environmental hazards. But yeah, I decided I'd play a Bungie game that actually had good PvP instead, but unfortunately my PvP spirit was already spent at the time, so I just didn't play much. At least the campaigns were great. Except Halo 4, that one was ass. And as for Elden Ring? Yeah, invasions in that game are like cock and ball torture but without the cock and balls. That shit's so stacked against invaders, it's nuts. You constantly see situations where some of the best players in the entire game get absolutely bullied for 10 minutes straight by 3 absolute lemmings. Then they manage to isolate one of them for 5 seconds and he's dead, instantly. The game's so stacked in the host's favor that even 3 people who installed the game yesterday can beat up an invader who has 1,000 hours in the game by just monkey mashing him to death. If you're a host and you ever wonder why every time you get invaded it's someone who's insanely good at the fucking game and just destroys you completely, it's because everyone not at that level has already quit. Like yeah, you might find the one invader who's new. He's about to be filtered. You're never gonna see that guy again. You can even see a shift in the YouTubers too. Like G9's a good example. He used to have like interesting builds that actually look good too. Now he just uses some metamancy bullshit to have like the ugliest fashion in the game, but it has exactly as much poise as you need with the lowest amount of weight and highest defenses. And some fuck-ass helmet that gives like 2 dexterity or some shit. And don't forget like 15 swaps. I'm not even hating on the guy, mind you. Like, this is just the shit the game expects you to do to take on 3 people with the collective IQ of a single walnut, because it stacks it so much in their favor. But let's go on with the video. If I start ranting about Elden Ring PvP, I'll be here all day. But yeah, a combination of factors basically led to me getting into a funk where I just wasn't able to enjoy PvP in anything ever. And it's lasted like over 5 years too, so it's pretty long running. Now the obvious solution that most people would think of is simple, just play PvP games that you used to play and enjoy back in the day. And that would be great. Let's actually look through them real quick. Tribes Ascend, that one game with the jetpacks and the skiing where you're going at 200 miles an hour shooting people with the bionicle disc launcher thing. Yeah, that's fucking dead. Blacklight Retribution. There was this one game that was like pretty much the only time I've ever liked one of these modern military shooters, but it had like mechs. You could customize literally everything on your gun to have like the perfect gun too. Like, yeah, the base AK or whatever was good, but you could have your personalized AK and it was peak. Oh, and also it had this one like cool wallhack thing that you could see other players and where they were, but you were vulnerable during it, so you had to use it smartly, and it basically killed camping. Yeah, that was good. That was good times. I think if that game was still around, I'd probably have like a terabyte of B-roll. You'd never see the end of it. I'd have enough for pretty much all videos until 2030. Yeah, rest in fucking peace, bro. TF2! They finally fixed the bot problem after all. Unfortunately, Meteor Match is still one of the worst updates to ever happen to any game in history, and it's basically not even the same game outside of like 5 community servers. Now yeah, those community servers are pretty great, and maybe when I get over this funk I might actually play it. Unfortunately, TF2 is not going to be what cures me of this. It's going to be one of those things that marks that I am cured when I start playing it again. But then I got into Space Marine 2, and while the PvE is great, the PvP isn't quite so beloved by the community. Most just see it as some tacked-on bullcrap that people do in their spare time for shits and giggles. Considering the funk I was in with PvP, surely I was gonna hate it, right? And that's what I thought too, but I tried it out and I actually started having fun. Which is something that was kinda new to me for the last few years. A lot of people tend to dismiss this game's PvP because it's basically the same tacked-on PvP onto a PvE game formula that's in basically every game from the early 2010s. But honestly, that's really the entire point. This game basically is a 2010s game, just made with modern technology. Like if Gears of War was made today, but without all the bullshit that makes games suck now. I still remember being a kid and looking towards the future and imagining what kind of games they'd be making, in like 10 years, with an optimism that my jaded ass could never replicate today. Space Marine 2 is one of those games. And unfortunately I can't really think of many others like it, really just Elden Ring and AC6. I recently streamed Halo CE just to spite the remake, and it made me think about how you basically have to be a hipster in gaming. There's very little to be excited about in the future, man. And my god, that remake was bad. What really shocks me is that it's not even the first one they did, because the Anniversary Edition was also ass. It's actually shocking to me that 343... Oh wait, I'm sorry, they changed their pronouns. They sexually identify as Halo Studios now. My bad. So, as I was saying, Halo Studios raped this game twice. And it fills me with an intense, burning gamer rage that makes me want to use the forbidden words of power of my people. So I'm gonna stop talking about this dogshit remake before I get banned. So, what does this mean for the future of the channel? Does this mean you'll still be seeing videos with Space Marine 2 PvP in the background? Well, yeah, but also no. I like to diversify the kinds of games that I play. I've been playing a lot of Deep Rock Galactic, for instance, now. But also other stuff like Halo, Terraria, etc, etc. And also I probably plan on playing Matcha Flavored offline, and I might grab some footage while I'm doing that. So yeah, there will probably be more variety of B-roll in the future. Though, let's be real here, no one actually watches these. This is alt-tab content, baby. But yeah, that's about all. There is no outro. Bye.